This segment is sponsored by St. Joseph's Villa.
Each year, St. Joseph's Villa impacts thousands of children and families across Central Virginia. Their motto is, "We never stop believing in children and their families." Here to talk more about the services and the impact of COVID-19 has had on them is Jenny Friar, Chief Advancement Officer at St. Joseph's Villa. Good morning, Jenny.
Good morning.
You know, I talk about St. Joseph's Villa to friends all the time, and I am not a young man anymore, but St. Joseph's Villa has been around all of my life, and it goes back a long ways. How far back does St. Joseph's Villa go?
The Villa is actually one of the oldest continuously operating nonprofits for children in the United States. We were founded in 1834 in downtown Richmond, Virginia, and we've been here in Henrico on this campus since 1931. So, we're looking pretty good for over 180.
Yeah, looking darn good. It's a beautiful campus. You guys made major improvements recently, and obviously now we're dealing with COVID, and you guys have adapted very well. How many children and families, we said in the open from across Virginia, how many are we talking about?
So we are providing our housing and homeless services, mental health services, and education and support programs, impacting over 3,000 children and families each year across Central Virginia.
So, all right, so people that have been longtime Richmonders know that St. Joseph's Villa was an orphanage back in the 1800s when it started. You guys have obviously changed that scenario and adapted to current day. And now you've got to adapt to COVID-19. So tell us how that's working out.
It's definitely been a challenge, but it's been one of the most inspiring things that I have seen in my almost 14 years here is how the staff have banded together to provide uninterrupted service for our families who really need them. So we pivoted to telehealth and remote and hybrid learning. Most of our students came back in September, and that has been really successful. Obviously, we have spread out all over campus. We've reduced our class sizes. We have a lot of other COVID safety protocols in place that you can imagine that you're seeing everywhere. And we're really proud that we haven't had any on-campus transmissions. We have kept people safe here, and the vast majority of our kids have been able to return to school. We've also had a couple specialty things. We converted our Villa grocery program into a mobile grocery, and we've delivered over 35,000 pounds of food to children and families.
You know, you're saying you changed the grocery store program to a grocery delivery program, obviously very much needed. But, and you said your students started coming back in September and everybody's done great. But if it weren't for St. Joseph's Villa, a lot of your students wouldn't get a very important meal during the day, would they?
That is true. We take our nutrition program really seriously here at the Villa. It's core to anything else our kids do throughout the day and to their success in our education programs is good, nutrient-dense food.
It's big. It's a big part of what you do. Let's talk a little bit about homelessness and housing and things like that St. Joseph's Villa has been able to help so many kids and their families.
So we have had a really robust housing program since the late 80s, but the pandemic has probably been the most acute housing crisis that we've faced since we started our program. So in addition to helping homeless families find homes, we also managed the rent and mortgage relief program for the Tri-Cities area in 2020 to help families prevent eviction. And we did end up serving almost 700 individuals with eviction prevention through that program, in addition to all of our homelessness and housing programs. And we're also doing shelter down there as well. So that's been a major area of growth, unfortunately, since the start of the pandemic.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about mental health services. We're hearing in the news every day how all kids are suffering and having trouble and not keeping up with learning virtually. Obviously, you guys have kids who have some additional challenges as well.
Yes. We again take that part of the work very seriously as well. We do have a campus-wide trauma-informed approach, and we are continue to provide in-home services as well as telehealth services, and then our crisis services, which are residential here on campus. We have those programs for children and adults. And obviously we are, like all mental health services, seeing a big increase in anxiety, depression from the isolation that folks are feeling. And we're just trying to work with our students, also our staff, to make sure that everybody stays well in the fullest sense of that word.
Jenny, you guys do something every summer that I've been a part of for a couple of years, and that is a antique car show on the beautiful campus of St. Joseph's Villa, and it helps raise money for everything you do there. We weren't able to do it last year. I've got both fingers crossed that we'll be able to get out there and visit y'all again this year. But nonetheless, keep up the good work. You're so important to Richmond.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. St. Joseph's Villa is located at 8000 Brook Road in Richmond. Give them a call, 804-553-3200, or visit them online, neverstopbelieving.org. You'll find them on Facebook at facebook.com/St. Joe's Villa, St. Joseph's Villa, and on Instagram at St. Joseph's Villa. Stay tuned. We'll be right back when Virginia This Morning returns.